Shout out Q. Shout out Q.
Kalil, thanks for joining me. Obviously, starting with the U.S. Open Cup match, just collectively as a team, how intense is it when you have a match that's going into penalty kicks with an advancement to the next round of the U.S. Open Cup on the line? Just take me through what that feeling was like, in the team's feeling, in coming away with that huge victory in penalties.
Yeah. No, it's really intense. It's exciting, obviously, when you're on the winning side of penalty kicks in the Open Cup. Obviously, single round elimination. We've seen how many upsets there are from lower league teams. I wasn't even in Richmond for the game. I was injured, so I was back at home, screaming at the TV, watching the penalties. So I think I was even more nervous than the guys that were actually there taking the penalties. But no, it's really exciting, to move on to the next round. Obviously, Open Cup, the biggest professional and amateur cup in America. So it's really exciting now to advance to the next round.
So coming back here on Saturday, not the result the team wanted against Louisville, but just take me through how you're feeling coming back into that game. I think you came in later, but
Yeah.
How were you feeling coming back into the game?
Oh, yeah, I felt good. I think we had a couple chances to go and at least steal 1 point, if not three. Felt good to just be back on the field, though. That's a big positive. But, looking back at the game, there was a lot of positives to take out of it. We felt like we could have taken at least 1 point from it. So, I mean, we're just going to use that as a positive, take what we can from it, and move into the week heading towards Sacramento.
Yeah, Sacramento West Coast trip, a pretty late game, 10 o'clock our time, obviously. A long road trip like that. How do you handle that?
Yeah, it's tough, obviously. You kind of have to adjust your body a couple days before, going to sleep a little bit later, I guess, on Eastern time. We're flying out there Thursday, so that'll give us, 2 days before the game to train there, get accustomed to the weather a little bit, and the time difference is obviously the big factor.
And just looking at Sacramento, what have you seen from them, and sort of how do you plan as a team to attack going into
Yeah,
Saturday?
yeah. Obviously, very, very impressive team. They have some goal scorers, a lot of threats, pretty solid defensively. They have a team identity that they've had for a few years now. But I think we're more focusing on how do we impose our game on them. Going there and making a statement.
All right, Coach, thank you so much for joining me. Didn't get a chance to catch you last week, but just take me through the past month and a half of the season. Some ups, some downs, but just overall, the broad spectrum. How do you think everything's been going so far?
Yeah, honestly, pretty pleased with where we are. I think, especially when you look at last week, where get a result against Memphis, and then we get it, move on in the Open Cup against Richmond after going 120 and traveling, and then coming back against one of the top teams in the East, and really having a game we probably deserve more out of. So when we look at the process, especially of the last three games, we feel really good about where we are. The group's mentality has been terrific, and when guys have gone down, whether it's Keegan Hughes in Richmond, guys step up. Drew Skundrich jumped into the center back position, no problem. You got Riley, who's not fully fit, jumping in, and it's been all hands on deck. It's been a lot of people chipping in, but the mentality of the group's great. And then the quality of our performances have been pretty good. And I think where we didn't get the result, it's important for us to just continue believing in the process of growth, and we still have 28 games to play in the regular season, which is a long way to go. And right now we've played some of the best teams in the league, so it's how much knowledge can you acquire along the way and put into practice here in the next couple of weeks.
Going back to Richmond, obviously ending in penalty kicks, I would imagine a game like that with the advancement of the U.S. Open Cup, a game like that, it has high energy, high intensity. Just take me through that whole atmosphere in the U.S. Open Cup, and what was that like? Because you said 120 minutes. I'm sure it gets stressful towards that, and just take me through it.
Yeah, it's the oldest competition in our country, and it's a very historical one there as well. So to advance for the second year in a row is a tremendous honor, and to do it against a good team in Richmond in a very fun environment in Richmond, is even better. And that's where when you see some of the MLS teams not participating, it's disappointing because it is such a historical part of soccer in this country, and that's why when we do it, we take it seriously. And for us, it was important to progress and important to get to the next round because it's another chance to just continue to grow our journey. So for us, Richmond did. Darren does a great job with his team. They've got some very good players. It was a back and forth. We felt like we were in full control for many moments of the game and just didn't have enough quality in the final action. And it took all the way to penalty kicks. But the silver lining is we got it done and we advanced, and that's really what the cup's about.
So, obviously on Saturday, not the result you were looking for against Louisville City, but falling 1-0. But going into a road trip, how do you sort of get rid of that quickly to get focused on the West Coast trip coming up?
Yeah, I think one is we were very good in the first half in particular. Ran out a bit of gas in the second half, but we had a couple big chances in the first half that could have obviously changed the game. And so for us, we look at the performance as a whole, and it was quite good. And it was it's a team that they didn't score. We scored on ourselves, and I think it was the first time all year they didn't score for themselves in a game. So for us, we feel really good about where we are defensively. We feel really good about where we are as a group, and so for us, it really is take the positive of the defending of the performance of a tough week and two results in a really good game and push it towards Sacramento, who's another top team in the West. So all of these opportunities and lessons, we've just got to keep collecting them along the way, and they'll help us as we get to June, July, August, and we're pushing for a playoff spot. So the guys have moved on. We're ready to go, and couldn't be more excited to head out west and be together for a weekend.
Heading out west to Sacramento, obviously a lot of travel time involved. How do you sort of take that into account with the long travel time and getting ready for a game against Sacramento?
Yeah, the travel is difficult. Obviously, it's a long way to go for a game, but for us, we look at it as the other way around. It's another day to be together and being on the road together. I think it can bring the team closer. When you do spend a lot of time together, and for us, we are having some guys come back from injury, some guys who just got injured, so we're trying to find our best 11 at the moment. But for us, it really is an opportunity just to travel across country to play in a really good environment against a good team, and you've got to be grateful for and show gratitude for these opportunities, and that's something we continue to preach to the guys. It's every day is a great day to be able to compete at this level, and we'll continue to do so and continue to push the group.